Next question. What did working there teach you about how you work?
What's that?
What did working there teach you about how you work?
Well, I've had a lot of jobs of very big responsibilities. From the kid that was milking cows, I was commissioner of administration for the state of New Hampshire. I was the chief financial officer. I later became the director of marketing for Honeywell. So I've worked at some pretty good big jobs with lots of employees. But it's my soul that makes me a good boss. It's the character that was developed when I was very young. And I think if I had to comment on the youth of today, they don't work early enough. They need to get out and get as much experience in life as they can. And the best experience in life is to earn money and to know what it means to earn money and what it means to labor and to be rewarded for your labor. And I think kids wait till they're too late. And it's something that should start early, because what people are willing to do when you're young, very young, is share with you more. When you go into a job and you're 18 or 19 years old, they have an expectation that you may not be able to meet because you haven't been taught. And so I think whether you're shoveling walks in the winter or mowing lawns or whatever, to earn the satisfaction of doing a great job. And then when you bring that when you're 18 years old, then you understand what that job is all about. And I really think that the problem with youth today is they go to work too late in life. They put it off. They have other distractions. They have sports and extracurricular activities that take them away from the life lessons that they could learn from employment. And so there's nothing like having, in life, you have your first job, and then you get a better job, and then you get your best job. And you have those in progression. You don't start off with your best job. So you have your first job, better job, and the best job. And that's really what your focus should be. Now, for those kids that have waited too long, then they shouldn't set their sights too high, because they will have problems not meeting their employer's expectation. So they should start off with jobs where they can meet the expectation and at the same time learn something from their employment. And sometimes it's just as nutty as taking care of Cora May. It's as crazy as working for a guy that says, don't worry about the mule going blind. It's those lessons stay with you all your life. And don't forget to weigh the bologna. What's your next question?
If you could go back, would you do the same job?
Yeah. I don't... life gives you ups and downs. It provides you with enough disappointment and crisis, and each one of those things you learn from. We're all mortal, and some of the tragedies that you will experience in your life is you'll know someone that dies very young. But we only have today. You only have now. And if you put it goes to the mule, if you put your thoughts always that tomorrow I'm going to do that tomorrow, I'm going to do that next year, I'm going to do that, you really can't count on that. I took a course, I was an EMT as a volunteer fireman, and we had to have continual study. And I went to Springfield College because they offered a course that was going to give me 3 days worth of credit, and I really needed that badly because I was short. And I used to work in the emergency rooms, but I only had so much time, and they required 150 hours a year. So anyway, I went to this course, and it was put on by the Sisters of Mercy at Springfield College. And they put us in this room, the auditorium, and they had us lay down. And they asked us and they put the lights out, and they asked us to spread every one of the family photographs all over the floor visually and try to organize them into order. And at first there was a lot of movement around and so forth. People didn't get into it right away. But they, in organizing your thought, you understood what your life was about. And that your life had segments. And that your life was recorded in old photographs or in memories or whatever. And afterwards, the takeaway from the 4 days was that if you couldn't deal with your own mortality, how could you possibly deal with someone else who's at life's death's door? And I shared the last breaths with a number of people. I never saved anyone with CPR or anything like that. I've been to some awful gory situations as a volunteer. And I recognized early that I shared the last voice with those people. And the responsibility I had then was to not only comfort them in a very tough situation, especially automobile crashes, but there was something there for me too, that I understood my own mortality, and that the urgency of making sure I didn't waste time, that I didn't waste effort, that I didn't waste that precious time. And so we only have now. And what you do with the now, it's pretty important. What's your next question?